Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you my experience attending a wedding sober. It is summertime, it is wedding season in a lot of places, and I thought that it might be helpful to make this video about my experience as well as offer some tips, as I have been to 3 weddings now since I have started my alcohol-free journey. So I have a little bit of experience. So if you have a wedding coming up or a social event, if you are not sure how to navigate this sober or what to expect, I'm going to share a little bit of that with you today. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before we hop into the video, I just want to thank you so much for being here. If you are new, welcome. On this channel, I like to make videos about sobriety and offer sobriety encouragement and motivation to others who are trying to live alcohol-free, as well as document my journey, the ups and the downs. So if you are interested in sobriety content, feel free to subscribe. We would love to have you here. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first, I'm going to share with you some of the positive things that I've noticed going to a wedding sober and my experience around that. And after that, I'm going to offer some tips that will hopefully help you in making the most of your sober wedding experience. In the past, weddings were an excuse for me to go hard with the alcohol, to really let loose and to just get really drunk. I know a lot of us can relate to that, open bar, woo, like say less, open bar, let's go. However, now weddings are a lot different. And I'm not saying that you can't have fun at a wedding when you're sober, because of course you can, you absolutely can. It's a little bit of a mindset shift, because when you are consumed with alcohol and everything revolves around drinking, of course, a wedding is going to look different when you're not in that cycle, when you're not drinking. But you can focus on more positive things that benefit you and enrich you versus things that deplete you and leave you feeling awful the next day. I look at weddings now as an opportunity to connect with loved ones on a deeper and meaningful level, to truly connect and have great conversations that I'm going to remember tomorrow, and really connect with people versus focusing on where's the bar, I need another drink, and all of that. When you are sober at a wedding, you are really able to put your best foot forward. You are in the best state of mind because you are not clouding it with alcohol, and you are able to truly be your authentic self and connect with others in a deeper and meaningful way. Another positive aspect of being alcohol-free at a wedding, being a mom, it's a great opportunity for me to be a sober role model for my children. It's an opportunity for me to show them that you can celebrate special occasions in life without alcohol, without getting drunk. Children are always watching us, and I want to give my kids something positive to emulate. The saying you always heard, a lot of us heard growing up is, do as I say, not as I do. And we all know how well that works. It doesn't. We have to lead the way for our children. Growing up, I'm sure a lot of us can recall events and parties where the adults in our life overdid it with alcohol, and it sort of sets this tone where when you're an adult, when you're a grown-up, you drink and you party, and that's how you have fun. But I really want to set a new standard for my kids and show them that there is a way to live your life and to celebrate and to go to special occasions and parties and not drink. And by showing them that, I know that they are more likely to choose that path because they've grown up watching me live that way of life. This is how we break generational curses. This is how we break that generational cycle of addiction, by leading the way for our kids. And this is something that is truly so important to me, and such a huge driving force in my sobriety is my kids. I talk about them a lot because they truly are one of my main reasons for living this way. Being sober at a wedding will also help you exercise that social muscle, and the more you get out there and the more you put yourself in situations where you are socializing without alcohol, the easier it gets. I know if you are early in sobriety and you haven't gone to a party or an event yet sober, it is a little difficult in the beginning because you're so used to using alcohol to loosen you up, to help you talk to people, to help you dance. So yes, it's a little strange, and there's a little bit of a learning curve there. But once you do get the hang of it, and once you've gone to a few things alcohol free, and you can see yourself effortlessly being okay with socializing and being okay with being at these events, not drinking, the easier it gets and the more comfortable you get, and the more you realize, why did I feel like I needed alcohol to do this? Why did I do that? And I know that's something that I think about a lot, because I've been to quite a few events since getting sober. And the more I think about it now, it's just like, wow, I can't believe I let alcohol ruin so many things, because it really got in the way of me truly enjoying myself, truly making positive memories, and truly connecting with people on a deeper and meaningful level. And I also wanted to mention, because I know a lot of us aren't extroverted, and I can kind of go both ways. Some days I'm more introverted and some days I'm more extroverted. It really just kind of depends. But if I'm at an event and I'm feeling more introverted, I will honor that feeling and how I'm doing that day by just hanging back a little bit and, kind of keeping to myself, and that's okay. In the past, if I was feeling more introverted, I would, take some shots to loosen me up and to, push me past my boundaries and, push me out of my comfort zone. And that is not healthy. That is not okay. I think we need to be able to honor how we're feeling and honor how we're doing in the moment. And, our society really loves to push this like love for extrovertedness, and that's great. People who are naturally extroverted, awesome. But those of us who lean more introverted, we don't have to be the life of the party. It's okay. It's okay to hang back and to be quiet and to be in your own little zone. That's okay too. The beautiful thing about being sober is that you are much more in tune with yourself and with your body and how you're doing, because you're not clouding your judgment with alcohol. You're not pushing yourself past your comfort zone by taking shots, loosening yourself up and essentially forcing yourself past your boundaries in that moment. And something that I have found in my sobriety is that I am perfectly comfortable honoring both aspects of me, the introverted side and the extroverted side, depending on what I'm feeling that day, that event. And when you are sober, you are able to make better decisions for yourself, for your higher self and your greatest good. Being sober and living alcohol-free is truly so much coming home to ourselves and learning to embrace that childlike energy again. Because think about it, when we were kids, we didn't need alcohol to go and enjoy life. We didn't need alcohol to go and do our favorite things, our sports, our friends. We didn't need alcohol to do any of that. And when you get sober and when you get alcohol free, that is how life gets for you again. You are able to get excited about going to things. You're not thinking to yourself, I wonder how much booze is going to be there. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hit the bar. I can't wait to, get drinks. When you are in that alcohol cycle, because I've been there, you are so consumed with alcohol. That's all you care about. You don't care about all the other things that are awesome about what you're going to do, the activity that you're going to do, or the party, or whatever it is, because you've got that one thing on your mind. And when you are sober and you were going to a wedding and you were alcohol free, you were really able to just kind of enjoy it as a kid would, woo, there's going to be food and dancing and people, yay, versus, I can't wait to get drunk. I can't wait to hit that open bar. It's just so much returning to that childlike state, which is so much fun. And this really goes without saying, but when you are able to go to a wedding sober and enjoy yourself, you get to wake up without the hangover and without the shame and the cloudy memory and what did I say to that person, or what did I do? Oh my gosh, I lost my camera, I lost my purse, I lost my phone, and all the things that happen to the best of us. It happens. You don't ever intend to get past that point. I think most of us, when we were drinking, we would go into it like, okay, we're gonna have a good time, but we're not gonna lose control. We're not gonna do that thing we said we wouldn't do, and it happens because once you're on alcohol, you don't know what you're gonna do. It's unpredictable. But what is predictable is when you go to a wedding sober, you're gonna wake up feeling pretty good. I mean, your feet may hurt from dancing, or you may be tired just from, all the socializing, because I know that is something that I deal with, because again, I can turn on the extrovertedness, but for the most part, I am like introverted to my core. And so going out to socialize and to especially a wedding where there's a lot of people, it really drains me. And so I may wake up tired and a little exhausted, but I know I'm going to be content with how I carried myself and knowing that I didn't make a fool of myself and that I was able to, be my best self. That is a great feeling to have when you wake up the day after a wedding. All right, so now I want to go ahead and just give you guys a few tips that I hope will be helpful if you are going to a wedding soon and you're not quite sure what to expect. So my first tip for you is to have some alcohol-free drinks in mind. I find for me, especially in social situations, if I'm feeling a little more shy and introverted, having an idea of what I'm going to order helps me for some reason. It just helps alleviate some of that anxiety and that stress. So I like to have a couple of different drink ideas in mind. You're obviously not going to know what the place is going to have ahead of time. I mean, unless you're a part of the wedding party, you may not know what they're going to have. So a good one that I like to get a lot in most bars, most bartenders can do this. It's just a simple soda water with lime. That's one of my go-tos anywhere, because most bars have the soda function and can cut you a lime and you're good to go. I think what's really awesome nowadays too is this alcohol-free living, this lifestyle, this movement is so mainstream now that most places have options for you. But again, even the places that don't have a lot of alcohol-free options should have a soda water and lime. That's a great option, and it looks cute and nobody knows what you're drinking. If that's something that you care about, it literally could look like a soda vodka and no one would know if that is something that you're trying to conceal or, you just want to blend in. That's a great option. And another one that I like to order a lot is Heineken 0.0. I love Heineken 0. I've talked about it before. And I like the taste of beer. So I'm someone who I like the taste of beer. That was my favorite drink when I was drinking. And so the Heineken 0 really does it for me. And I'm not triggered by it at all. Again, you always have to keep in mind your own comfort level. I know that some people, the taste of beer is too triggering and they can't do it. Respect to that, do make sure you are keeping in mind your own comfort level and what you are okay with. For me, it does not trigger me. I love Heineken 0.0, and the wedding that I went to recently, they had it, so I was so happy. And it's just so nice when the venue or the people who are hosting the event have alcohol-free options like that besides like Coca-Cola and water. It's so nice when they have options like that, because I love Heineken 0, and being able to order that and drink that at a party was so nice. And so I was so grateful that they included us non-drinkers. So check and see if they have NA beer options. Heineken 0.0 is a really great one. As well as if you're at a place where, the bartender's super cool, you can also ask them to make you a mocktail. And a lot of bartenders will have fun with this, and they're used to getting requests like that, and ask them to make you something like a non-alcoholic mojito or something like that, just like a fun mocktail. Most bartenders enjoy getting creative and making fun stuff like that for you. So don't be afraid to ask for something like that. Another tip I have for you is to eat. I know that may seem like a no-brainer, but the drinkers will get it, because when I was going to an event or a party food was literally the last thing on my mind. I could care less about eating. Like, I was there to drink and to get this party started. And I could care less about the food. But again, it's kind of that childlike mentality where you get excited over things like food, where before that might not have been something that you cared about. Because for me, I just did not care about eating when I was drinking. It was getting in the way of what was important to me, which was the alcohol. But when you are sober at a wedding, you can enjoy the foods. Take the time to try the different food that is offered and, hit up the dessert table and enjoy yourself like a kid would. Now, the next thing I wanted to share with you is not a tip. It is more of a observation that I have made. And at the wedding, I was very aware of people who had drinking problems, or people who seemed like they have a drinking problem. And this isn't to be judgmental at all. This wasn't coming from a judgmental place. It was more of just an observation. And if anything, I had compassion for them because I've been there. I get it. And I think a lot of us drinkers can relate to this, because when you struggle with alcohol, it is so easy to spot anyone else who does too. It is so easy. It is so easy to see, always needing a drink in your hand and constantly being the one going back to the bar when most people are still sipping on their first one, and not eating. And you can just tell. And I can really spot easily other people who probably struggle with alcohol, and it does make me have compassion for them to be stuck in that cycle, because I know how it feels to be in that cycle, and it's misery. It's miserable. It's not fun. And so that is something that I noticed. And on the flip side of that, which is something that surprised me, and it still surprises me to this day, is that there's a lot of people who don't drink. There's a lot of people who are not drinking. So you are in good company. I promise you, there are going to be people who are not drinking as well. And I think that when we are consumed with alcohol and we are in that drinking cycle, we just assume that everybody's like us. We just assume that this is how people drink. And I think it also has to do with the fact that when they are in that self-destructive alcohol cycle, we look to hang out with other people who are doing the same thing, who are also self-destructive with alcohol, because it makes us feel better about it, because it's like, okay, well, they're doing it too, and they're worse off than me. So it makes you feel a little bit better, even though it's not serving you. And so I think that's part of it. But it was just very interesting that when you're sober at an event, you're just more aware of the people who struggle, the people who don't. And I think that's also just coming from a place of being someone who has struggled with alcohol. You can just spot it from a mile away. It's just so easy to see because you get it, because you've been there. And another tip I have for you is truly enjoy connecting with others. And even if you are more introverted, do your best to connect with those that you feel comfortable and safe with, and just truly enjoy connecting with others, because when alcohol isn't busy hijacking our brain, we can focus on the true meaning of parties and get-togethers. It's to connect with others and to, be human to human and have these meaningful exchanges. And you are really able to do that when you are not consumed by alcohol. And my last tip I've already kind of touched on, but really honor your social cues and honor your own social battery. So be okay with leaving early. Be okay with hanging back and staying by the food if that is what is comfortable for you. Don't feel like you have to be that loud, extroverted, drunk version of yourself, because that's not you. You don't have to be that. And I think that was something that I struggled with a lot in sobriety, was that I was not going to be that loud, obnoxious, party girl who, is so much fun and, who's so loud And it's okay to not be that, because it's probably not really you anyways. Because if you, when you don't drink, you're more quiet, that's probably who you truly are. And that is okay. Not everyone is meant to be extroverted and loud. Let other people do that. And it's okay to feel like not dancing. Just honor how you are feeling in the moment and don't push yourself past your comfort zone. And especially if you are newly sober and you are triggered by being around drunk people and being around a lot of alcohol, feel free to excuse yourself and to leave early and to leave when you are feeling uncomfortable, because you have to protect your sobriety and you have to protect what you are comfortable with. All right, guys, I think that is gonna do it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you gone to a wedding since quitting drinking? Have you gone to a special event where you were alcohol free? I would love to hear your experience, and let's go ahead and encourage each other in the comments. I love hearing about how you are doing on your sobriety journey. Feel free to leave your sobriety day if you would like to. And as always, take care of yourselves. I love you guys, and I will see you real soon in the next one. Bye.